Welcome back to Skegness Raceway's very busy season in 2021 of stock car race action. Here today with the Brisca Formula One stock cars. They contested their heats in the first part of our programme, and now it is time to move on to the Consolation events for the drivers who didn't make it through at the first attempt to the meeting final. Names to look out for in this one including Luke Davidson, Josh Smith, Ed Mitchell among others further back on the grid. The white graders lead them away, and it's Ashley Wareham who goes into the lead on the first turn. In fact, starting to sort themselves out behind. Mike Story there on the outside in number 30. Peter Nee chasing Ashley Wareham for the lead. Richard Woods in third, then Hannah Chappell in fourth place. Great to see the two ladies get through to the meeting final. Neil Holcroft running wide there. That's delayed. It was Adam Bamford as well in the number 43. No, it wasn't. It was Jack Bryan, sorry, 595, and he's stuck on the outside there. So Wareham with the early lead, under fire from Peter Nee in the number 90. He goes for the inside, both looking for their first wins in Brisca F1, these two. Number 90 at the inside takes the lead. Richard Woods in third place in the 268s. And it's Hannah Chappell, mainly lower graders as you'd expect out in a Consolation race, except for those who hit trouble in their heats earlier on. Michael Scriven out there as well, and Austin Moore, a pair of blue graders further back. Where it retakes the lead from Peter Nee. We're on board with Luke Davidson. He's wasting no time trying to get into those leading positions, pushing aside everyone he comes up on. One of the Evans twins in there as well. That's 392, I think, Lewis Evans. You can't tell them apart, and you can't tell their cars apart unless you see them close up. 464 Luke Davidson, the quickest man on track, as you might expect in this Consolation event. Chasing now Sam Wass in the 284. The 13 Kelvin Hassel ahead of us as well. Father Alan Hassel runs a race car preparation business and races a historic Lotus Cortina on the circuits with the Classic Sports Car Club. Maybe we'll see Kelvin racing that someday, and he spins aside 43 Adam Bamford there. Round goes the 43. Davidson dodges around the outside. Michael Scriven going well in the number 12, the Gloucestershire-based driver. His brother, father and grandfather have all raced stock cars before him. Still Ashley Wareham up front in the 492 car, so looking good. Her father Mark Wareham racing this weekend as well. Very much a family affair, Brisca F1. Most of the drivers out there will have relatives who have raced in the sport. 321 Ed Mitchell, his brother and father have raced before him. 191 Joshua Smith, I think every member of his family has raced, including Josh's sister Terry Ann quite successfully in various formulas in years past. Luke Davidson family very well known for their exploits in Brisca F1 over the years. He's chasing down the 312 of John Thompson. No grader went out in his heat with a flat tyre. Gets the bumper in there. And another place made up by Davidson, but it is still Ashley Wareham in 492 who leads. Previously raced with her father in heritage stock cars and also in stocks carts. 347 being lapped. That's Ian Johnson in the yellow machine. There is Ashley Wareham still leading the way in 492. This is an impressive drive. Going to lap Jordan Folding in the 36 notes. His father, a four-time world champion, Peter Folding. Luke Davidson lapping some slower markers. Mike Story, Ewan McCrudden. 327. One of our novices, Dan Hughes. Couple of laps to go now for Ashley Wareham. Can she take her first ever win? 36 Jordan Folding is up there. In fact, Jordan is on the lead lap. He's not a lap down, I apologise. Jordan Folding could attack for the lead here going into the final turn. Is he lining up for a last bend lunge here? Jordan Folding, here he comes. He's going to get the bumper in on the 492. He does so. Fires Ashley Wareham out wide. Ashley Wareham bounces off the wall. Folding's up the inside. Folding slowing. What's happened? Something's happened to Jordan Folding's car. Well, who won that? I'm not sure. Peter Nee was in there. Ashley Wareham and Luke Davidson. I wonder if Wareham has hung on. I think she's won it. We'll have to go to a replay of that one because Jordan Folding got the bumper in. He slowed. Wareham went along the wall. Yeah, I think she's held it because Peter Nee was held up by a back marker. We'll confirm the result. Yes, Wareham has won it. Peter Nee second and Luke Davidson third. What an extraordinary finish. Richard Woods taking fourth. Jordan Folding slowed over the line. He took fifth. Then it's Thompson, Scriven, Moore, Hassel and Hannah Chappell rounding out the top 10. What a baffling finish to the Consolation.
Consolation winner, 492, Ashley Wareham, first ever race win.
Yeah, definitely. I've been close so many times, but just not close enough. And when I got put out wide, I just had to keep my foot in and just hope for the best.
Yeah, Jordan went for it, didn't he? And we thought he'd got you. You rode the wall, and then he must have jumped out of gear or something, and you had him on the line.
Yeah, I just floored it and just hoped for the best. And I didn't think I'd won it actually, but when Sophie said my name, I was like, oh, I've actually won. So I'm a bit shaky because obviously I'm not used to it.
Well, wins breed wins. We've always said this, and you're going to go out in the final soon. You can do it again.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I just keep trying and hopefully miss trouble and yeah.
And you'll never forget the feeling of your first race win.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well done and good luck in the final.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Time for the final then. The sun is out again. Racing in memory of Tommy Kay, a racer back in the 1960s, a mechanic and car builder as well, particularly with Ben Riley and his team, number 422. Let's see if he can take a win in memory of Tommy here. 20 laps will be the distance. There is Ben Riley, the red and yellow machine. All the big names out there, and of course the question going into this one, can anyone stop Tom Harris? We ride with the world and European champion Junior Wainman and Lee Fairhurst ahead on the grid. This will be a 20-lap race. Here we go. Power comes on and we get underway on the Skegness Raceway tarmac. There's Danny Wainman in 2-1-2. A quiet run to 8th place in his heat. Tom Harris already making up places, getting past, I think it was Finn Sargent on the outside there in 5-2-6. Already bumpers going in. Sean Webster attacking 1-6-6 Bobby Griffin. Webster looking to make it 2 final wins in a weekend. Many drivers can say that they have done that. They start to sort themselves out. Your early leader is Ashley Wareham, the Consolation winner for her first ever win in Brisca F1. 4 wide, didn't work there. Joe Nichols, Heat 1 winner, finds the wall. We ride on board with Tom Harris, chasing now Matt Newson in the 16. Nichols there on the outside in the 242, the McDonald's car. Michael Scriven up there as well. Harris tries to lunge in on Matt Newson. It's a great view from Tom Harris's front bumper. In he goes on Matt Newson in the 16, sends him wide, up the inside. He's looking determined here already in this Tommy Kay Memorial Final. Push and shove all the way down the order. Your early leader, Ashley Wareham. Here comes Tom Harris again, this time attacking Bobby Griffin in the 1-6-6 car. Meanwhile, Jordan Folding, I think, has taken the lead as in goes the bumper from Tom Harris. Oh, he's tangled up with Bobby Griffin, and out they go on the outside. Tom Harris stuck there, tangled with Bobby Griffin. So it may not be a heat and final double for him this time. Meantime, as we saw, Jordan Folding has taken the lead, looking to make up for the disappointment of losing the Consolation, where he got the bumper in, but then something happened to his car and he trickled over the line in 5th place. Griffin and Tom Harris getting going again by the look of it. Lost somebody else up there at turn 3, one of the red tops. It's either Josh Smith or Finn Sargent. A spin there for, I think that was Peter Nee, number 90, spinning on turn 2. Typical fast-paced meeting final it is. Finn Sargent has come to a stop on turn 3 there. There's Danny Wainman, chased by Joe Nichols. They're closing on Mark Adkins, number 24. Peter Nee stranded on the outside. Adkins gets spun aside by Danny Wainman, rather unceremoniously there. Your leader is still Jordan Folding. He had a heat win here last night, looking for a final win to take the Tommy Kay Memorial Trophy. Now it's little Ted Wainman under fire. He goes around, and that's the leader caught up there. Jordan Folding. Has that slowed him? No, I don't think it has. Folding keeps it going. He bounced off little Ted Wainman's car there. Second is Richard Burt in the 178. Behind them, Harry Gooding, but 4th now is Luke Davidson, looking quick in the 464. Then it's Paul Carter, Ashley England in 346, and Carl Hawkins. Craig Utley and Michael Stewart are in there as well. Tricky to follow this one, very busy towards the front of the field. Luke Davidson is the quickest man out there at the moment. Chasing down Craig Utley, getting the bumper in on the 484 cast. And your leader is Jordan Folding in the number 36. There he is. Richard Burt second in 178. Trying to establish the rest of the order in a moment. Looking good here for Jordan Folding. Can they catch him? Harry Gooding is third. Then it's Ashley Wareham. Davidson is now 5th. He's got past the 484 of Craig Utley. That's every car here had its transponder working, so I'm struggling to follow the live timing. I apologise. We've lost little Ted Wademan there, treble 5. Ashley Wareham taken by Richard Burt and a couple of others. Craig Utley getting through there as well. Catherine Harris further back under fire from Ashley England. They're chasing Carl Hawkins in the 175. Jordan Folding currently hanging on to his lead. Luke Davidson looking quick. He's got ahead of Harry Gooding now. Just the top 2 ahead. Luke Davidson, after a few problems earlier on, he had trouble in his heat, had to come through the Consolation. He's won a few finals here at Skegness in the past. He's won the Gold Cup in the Netherlands. Oh, and Catherine Harris rides over the top of one of the white graders there. Couldn't quite see, it might have been Peter Nee, number 90. Luke Davidson is through the second. He's got ahead of Richard Burt. Surely now only a matter of time before he catches the race leader. Craig Utley nearly goes into the back of Peter Nee there. Jordan Folding with the lead. A couple of laps to go. Can Luke Davidson catch in? The yellows are coming out. The yellows are coming out. That's the last thing Jordan Folding wanted to see. The yellows out because of that debris and the stranded car of Peter Nee after he was clobbered by Catherine Harris. And the pack is brought to a halt. We're going to have a 2-lap sprint for the line, that means, in this final. We'll see again what happened here. Nee sent sideways and up and over goes Catherine Harris in number 8. Not a happy race for the Harris siblings. There's debris from the number 90 car there as well. Paul Carter getting caught up in the 300. And the race brought to a halt to retrieve Peter Nee's car. So it's a 2-lap sprint for the line. Can Jordan Folding hold off Luke Davidson? This is going to be an interesting one. 2 really famous names in Brisca F1. Richard Burt behind in 3rd. Then it's Michael Stewart. Here we go. The first 2 get away. Jordan Folding's made a good restart. Harry Gooding makes a poor restart. Richard Burt has held 3rd. Now who's going to hang on to the lead here? It is still Jordan Folding. He's held the lead ahead of Davidson. They got well away from everybody else. Rather chaotic restart behind. Looks like it's Burt still in 3rd place. We go into the final lap then. Here's Jordan Folding going to hang on into the final turn. Everybody else trying to be 3rd. Folding under fire. Davidson gets the bumper in. He's up the inside as they come through turn 4 for the last time. Davidson is through and he's won it. Everybody else goes into the wall on the last bend. I've no idea who's going to come out of this in 3rd place. I think Richard Burt has held on to it. What a chaotic sprint for the line there. There was that much pushing and shoving in the pack for 3rd place. They were going to end up on Skegness Beach if they were not careful. Bobby Griffin got a puncture out of that. He's not had a happy day at all. Well, we know the top 2. Luke Davidson ahead of Jordan Folding. Last spin lunge worked for Davidson. Thumbs up from Jordan Folding. He has to settle for 2nd place. It was Richard Burt in 3rd, and then everybody else behind. The order was Charlie Sauder ahead of Lee Fairhurst, then Ashley England, Carl Hawkins, Junior Wainman, Matt Hewson and Michael Stewart, who I think crossed the line just about as quickly as I've just read them. Frantic race there for the Tommy Kay Memorial Trophy.
Final winner, 464 Luke Davidson. You managed what Tom couldn't. You were the only man that could stop him, really.
Oh, is that how it is, yeah? No, we got away, a good start. Got through and picked him off pretty fast. And I saw I was the only red that was gone, to be honest. And the yellows obviously helped us with 2 to go. I mean, it slowed Jordan up a bit. I did think they were going all the way because they left it a lap, but they didn't. They threw the yellows and I had enough time to just do a last bender on him, which and took the win. So yeah, really good. Yeah, you had Frank behind you as well on the restart. He was looking pretty racy as well, but he got legged up and that was your gap. Well, I'd seen that in the mirror that he got legged up, and luckily we happened to get a gap and we were gone, so we could take things pretty smooth. Car was really good. I'd like to thank everyone that comes and helps us. Yeah, not the best of nights last night, but we made up for it today. Yeah, you certainly ended the night spectacularly last night, didn't you? But yeah, that does make up for it. Yeah, I think we were going flying last night. We were lucky not to go over. Didn't really cause too much damage, and bits here and there, but we fixed them today, and yeah, we picked up the win. And potentially it could be a quieter Grand National. People tend to go home and whatever. You double points? Yeah, we like starting from the front in a national around here. Well, best of luck. Thank you very much.
Now we move away momentarily from the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars to have a look at the young guns in the national mini stocks in their meeting final over 16 laps. 2 heats earlier on, one by the gold top, number 1 Jack Witts, and by 85 Caden Morrison. 197 Joe Kavanagh won the Consolation. All these drivers under 16 years of age, some of them as young as 11. They're just as hard hitting as their older, usually relatives in the Brisca Formula One stock cars. A lot of these drivers from Brisca F1 families, not all though. Some come from other motorsport backgrounds. There's Jack Witts, number 1. 20 of Freddie Hunter-Johnson, chased by 85, Caden Morrison, the other heat winner earlier on. 27 coming through on the inside, that's Luke Siret-Barsby. Your early leader is number 496 of Tom Holcroft. 475 there on the inside is Leah Seeley. She's from all the way down in Devon. A number of young ladies racing in the national mini stocks, which is great to see. There was one time a few years ago when half the grid seemed to be young lady racers, which is brilliant to see. And you push and shove from these armoured minis. 277 coming through on the inside, that's Tom Rogers. There are your leaders. 105 Jamie Bonner chasing in second place. 443 heading the next group. That's Ellie Dickerson in the bright pink machine there, with Sam Critchley behind in 64. 223, that's one of the Partridges. That's Toby Partridge, and 596 Adam Langridge, the blue grader, behind him. 64 in there under fire from Ellie Dickerson. Partridge trying to go around the outside, but Langridge dives up the inside. Also in there is the 212 car. No, it's not Danny Wayman, it's Ollie Armstrong in 212. Does go in again. Here's the fight for the lead. Here comes Jamie Bonner, number 105. Takes over from Tom Holcroft, and 414 in third place, the marvellously monikered Harrison Careless VL. He'll be turning 16 in a few weeks' time, and when she reaches 16, you retire from minis, go into a senior formula. 105, Jamie Bonner leads the way. Jack Witts getting through there, the gold top in number 1. He is pretty much the Tom Harris of national mini stocks at the moment. Rarely he's beaten in major events. 732 there, that's Brooke Kitson. Famous name in Brisca F1 and F2, the Kitson family, of course. Start to sort themselves out again in the midfield. Jamie Bonner still leads, so it's the lower graders holding sway up front. There's 425, that's Bowden Murphy coming under fire from Lewis Smith in 239. Same grading system used as in the Brisca F1s. These drivers, white, yellow, blue, red and Superstar. Plus the gold top, of course, Jack Witts, number 1. Winning races in this formula since he started. His older sister Courtney won many titles in recent years in the minis as well. Of course, their father Ray Witts, very successful, particularly in V8 hot stocks and in Brisca F1 as well. Your leader here is the number 105 car, Adam Langridge, 569 in second place. Sorry, the cars hitting problems there on the inside. Couldn't quite see who they were. Car missing some of its rear panel there. 64 of Critchley giving chase. Jack Witts trying to close on the leaders, gets past Tom Holcroft in 496. He's up to 4th position now. It's still Bonner from Langridge. Go down the back straight. Adam Langridge looking to make a move here for the lead. Jamie Bonner in the white 105 car. Trying to hang on. Just a couple of laps to go now in this National Mini Stocks meeting final here on the Skegness tarmac. Leah Seeley gets past Tom Holcroft a bit further back. Up the inside, Langridge into turn 3, takes the lead. Good move by Adam Langridge. Runs a bit wide on the exit though. Bonner trying to fight back. 1 lap to go. Just between these two. I don't think Jack Witts is going to catch them. It's not too often we see him defeated in finals these days. Jamie Bonner, is he going to get the bumper in here? He's trying to. He connects on the back of Langridge. Langridge gets his foot down. Is he going to hang on the run to the line? Yes, he is. Good drive by Adam Langridge. And Bonner side by side with Jack Witts across the line for second. That was a good race there from the youngsters. They always enjoy their visits to Skegness. An entertaining race indeed, from a big grid of nearly 30 national mini stocks. The result then, a win for blue grader Adam Langridge, just ahead of Jamie Bonner, surviving that last spin lunge. Then Jack Witts taking 3rd ahead of Leah Seeley. Luke Siret-Barsby next ahead of Casey Jones. Early leader Tom Holcroft 7th. Then Evan Bullock, Henry Robson and Toby Partridge rounding out the top 10. The rain has returned for the Grand National for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. Our meeting final winner Luke Davidson will of course be starting from the lap handicap. All the big names out there, Tom Harris, Matt Newson, Bobby Griffin, the Wainmans are out there, Lee Fairhurst, A couple of novices starting from the back, Ewan McCrudden, Dan Hughes, Ian Johnson among them. It's going to be very slippery out there with the rain having come down again. Been changeable all weekend here. Luke Davidson in front of the white tops from his lap handicap. You can see as he tries to put the power of his V8 engine down there how slippery it is. All rear-wheel drive these cars. It's slip and slide at Skegness as we go into the Grand National. We could have one or two unexpected results here. Now the driver I reckon whose hands this will play into is Ben Riley, number 422. He is known as a bit of a rain master, as we said earlier. We're on board with Tom Harris, getting the bumper in early on. Oh, there's cars going everywhere on turn 3 there. We've got the 43 of Bamford off on the outside. Griffin's caught up in that, and everybody else behind. Carl Hawkins rides over somebody's wheels. There's a car park in the middle of turns 3 and 4. That's going to be a race stoppage. So many cars involved there. It looks like the traffic on a Sunday night going home from Skegness for all the holiday makers. So many cars involved there. The track was blocked up. There was nowhere to go. Carl Hawkins, I think, took the worst of that, riding up into the air. Austin Moore in there, Sean Webster, Adam Bamford we saw get hit by Bobby Griffin. He's having a pretty disastrous day, and there is Carl Hawkins on top. I think that's on top of Ben Riley. Oh, I put the commentator's curse on him there somewhat, I think. Sorry, Ben. That was what started it. Bamford and I think Tyrone Evans, that was, spinning out. Michael Scriven then got taken round by Charlie Sword, and there was just nowhere else for the pack to go. They all just piled in. Yep. Carl Hawkins on top of Ben Riley. Josh Smith is in there. The other Evans twin, Lewis. See it again here. There goes Bamford. There goes Tyrone Evans on the inside. With 2 spun cars in the way, there was just no way through. Michael Scriven then spun as well to compound things. Bamford was collected by Bobby Griffin. Carl Hawkins does a wheelie over the top of Ben Riley. And then everybody else just piled in behind. So the car park will have to be cleared, and it is a full restart as the red flags came out. Ashley Wareham on the front row there, looking for her second win of the day, starting alongside the 72 car of Carl Winkworth. We get underway. Hopefully this time they'll get clearly around the first lap. Carl Winkworth in the lead as they come round to complete it with Ashley Wareham on his tail. Lost a couple of cars as a result of that pile-up, but the majority of the field of nearly 40 cars able to continue. Biggest grid we've had this weekend. Ashley Wareham has dropped back slightly there as they slip and slide their way around. It's Carl Winkworth, number 72. The white grader with the early lead. Gets some bumper there from Richard Burt in the 178. He comes through. Alex Wass up into second in 283 as well. They're still sliding, trying to go 4 and 5 abreast on the turns. There goes Casey Engelston into a spin. See, as soon as you put your foot fully to the floor down the straight, the back end just comes round on you. These cars so difficult to drive on wet tarmac. Sean Webster sliding about there. He'll get some bumper from Tom Harris in the 1. Harris makes up a few places around that lap. He's got Webster, the UK Open champion, on his tail. Ewan McCrudden has come to a halt there on the inside of turn 1. 515, Junior Wayman on the back of Joe Nichols, an earlier heat winner. Charlie Sauder in the next group, along with Ashley England, Danny Wayman, Lee Fairhurst in there too, and Ben Riley. None the worse for that impact with Carl Hawkins earlier on, that bit of a tangle. Race continues on. Carl Winkworth running well here, certainly in the number 72. Yellow graders up front, Richard Burt and Alex Wass. The rest of the pack trying to chase them down. Junior Wayman using a bit of curb there, so is Tom Harris. There is Winkworth, the 72, having dropped back slightly down the order. Be careful not to cut turn 1 too fine, because Ewan McCrudden's car is sitting there on the curb. Richard Burt has dropped behind Joe Booth in the 446. It's Alex Wass who has taken the lead in car number 283. We've not seen him take a win for a while, looking to build up an advantage here. Booth second, third it is Richard Burt, then Junior Wayman fourth, Tom Harris fifth, and Matt Newson sixth. So the higher graders rising towards the front now as we reach halfway. Still Alex Wass, number 283, who leads the way, racing with his brother Sam. Their dad Derek, X283 as well. slide their way around, much reduced pace on this wet surface. Ben Riley, the rainmaster, of course, delayed early on in the pile-up. Gets some bumper there from Michael Scriven, sends him into the back of Charlie Sauder. That's taken Sean Webster wide as well. And Webster's going to lose 4 places because Ashley England comes through too in the 346 car. Into the second half of the race now. The sun coming out again. Another Skegness day where the weather can't make up its mind. 4.22, Riley passes Ashley England. Craig Utley dropping back slightly in 4.84, and Ashley Wareham as well, but she's done herself proud today. Her first ever Brisca F1 win in the Consolation in that crazy finish when Jordan Folding, I think his car must have jumped out of gear or something when he put the bumper in on Wareham, and Ashley Wareham rode the wall, literally, to take the win. Peter Nee was gutted because he was held up by a back marker coming through the final turn. Slide their way round. In goes the bumper from Tom Harris on the back of Joe Booth. He's going up into second place. He's already got past Junior Wainman. And now going for Alex Wass. Can he catch the 2.83? Harris in second. Wainman coming through into third past Joe Booth. Is Wainman going to attack Harris and prevent him from going for the win? 2 to go this time for Alex Wass, the yellow grader, in 2.83. Can't remember the last time we saw him take a win. It was some time ago. Certainly be pleased if he can win this one. Coming up to lap Ashley Wareham. There is Tom Harris behind in number 1. Craig Utley getting the bumper in meanwhile on Michael Scriven. There's still battles all the way down the order. Luke Davidson not able to make a huge amount of progress from the lap handicap. He's mired in the midfield. Wass moves a back marker. Jack Ryan aside there, into the wall he goes. He knows that Tom Harris is there. They're coming into the final turn. Is Tom Harris going to get the bumper in? Of course he is. But Alex Wass rides out the hit. He gets his foot down along the straight, takes the win. Good drive by Alex Wass in the 2.83. Harris second, Junior Wainman third. And we'll confirm the rest of the results of that one shortly. Alex Wass, his first win for some time. He'll be pleased with that, surviving a last spin lunge from the world champion as well. He got the bumper in, but Alex Wass able to ride out the hits and hang on for victory. Luke Davidson, meanwhile, didn't make the top 10. Alex Wass, the winner from Tom Harris, with Junior Wainman in third. Matt Newson fourth, ahead of Joe Booth and Joe Nichols. Lewis Evans, a good seventh, ahead of Richard Burt. And Michael Stewart and Danny Wainman rounding up the top 10. Luke Davidson, only 17th.
National winner, 2.83, Alex Wass. That was some last bend that you just survived.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was the last bend. I was just kept my head down, trying to get through the back markers at the end. Yeah, I felt the hit. I thought, oh, this must be it then. Put the foot down and get across the line, yeah. So, yeah, well happy with that.
Well, we don't know if you saw it, but Tom had lined you up, but Frank had lined Tom up as well.
Yeah, front of the train then, yeah. Always a good best place to be, yeah. Just happy to survive it, yeah, and get through, yeah.
Tricky conditions as well in that one. The track, obviously it had rained heavy before the race, but then stopped raining, so it really was a difficult track.
Yeah, it started to dry up a lot towards the end, just trying to feel where the grip is and yeah, just drive to the conditions really, yeah.
And it's always nice to take home a win to end the weekend as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first meeting I've had since 2019, so we've had a few car gremlins over the weekend, but it's just nice to know that it is fast still and finish on a win, yeah. Good.
And more importantly, you're putting it back in. Put it back in the bus in one piece.
That's it. Yeah. Don't have to tractor it onto the trailer, so that's a bonus.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Appreciate it.
Well, that wraps up the action from this weekend here at Skegness. Then a weekend of changeable weather, big hits, and some very fast-paced racing. World champion Tom Harris among the stars of this weekend for the Brisca Formula One stock cars. Well, in our next show, we should switch our focus to the hard-hitting saloon stock cars, always in great form around the Skegness Raceway. Some brilliant racing coming up from them. That's all in our next programme, but for now, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.